We good?
Yep.
Yep, yes, sir.
What?
Episode 84?
Yep.
Yeah, 84. Yes, sir.
Ben Watson.
Huh?
There you go.
Oh, we're going to do that?
No, I don't.
You just mentioned it, Ben Watson.
No. We don't need to go there.
The Vikings, Randy Moss. Randy Moss from the Vikings.
Yeah.
All right, we good?
Let's do it.
Yep, yes, sir.
Yeah. Pro Fan Sports Podcast. Let's get it. Pro Fan. Tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam. Sean on the mic, very flat too. Keep you updated, that's what we do. Pro Fan. Tune into the program. Pro Fan. Tune into the program. Pro Fan. Tune into the program. Every single week, get the dope, fam.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your boy John Altidor with Pro Fan Sports Podcast. Back at you with episode 84 with my boys Vlad and Barry. What's good, my guys?
Not much, man. What's popping? It's different today. We don't have any guests today. Unfortunately, our guests kind of flaked out.
We had to reschedule. Reschedule.
Right. We rescheduled. Right. So, yeah.
You know, these guys are important out there. You know what I'm saying? So we had to reschedule. But that's
right.
But you have us today. It's been a while since it's just been the three of us. So
yeah,
it has. Yeah,
it's been a minute.
Sure.
It's been on the
minute. Oh yeah.
You know, Barry's been, lining up the guests, it's like
one by one, week after week after week. Right.
It's like a cha-cha up in here, man. You know what I mean? Like every week we got somebody, and it's gonna get even crazier too. You know,
woo, bruh. Man, I've told you guys the lineup we have for November, and y'all, when y'all find out the people that come on for November, man, it's just gonna get real crazy and it's gonna, hit different for sure.
Yeah.
I can't wait, man. Shit's about to go down.
We're going to start doing something a little different. We're going to be on social media letting you guys know who's coming up for the next week. Just in case you guys have questions, we might pick a few questions to ask the guests, from our supporters. So you guys feel a little more included in what's going on and know who's coming, a few days in advance. So that should be cool. Be on the lookout for that. Make sure you're following us, though. We're on social media, at Pro Fan Sports on everything. So that's Facebook. That's Twitter, that's TikTok, that's Tumblr, and then on
we even got a Tumblr too, bro. That's
crazy. Got a Tumblr. And
I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Exactly.
We're on everything. Wow.
On Instagram, it's profans_sports. So make sure you guys are following. And if you're watching this right now, make sure you're subscribing to the channel, because that's the best way you can show us support. And best thing about it, it's free. And what happens when you do that, you alert other people that may want to watch our content, because this is sports. If other people, like your friends like sports, they'll be able to see that because you're liking the video and you'll be able to push this out, for free. You know what I mean? It doesn't cost you anything. But on episode 84, man, I think Barry was calling it the Minnesota Vikings Randy Moss episode. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm actually speaking of Minnesota Vikings, a former Minnesota great just actually signed with the Tennessee Titans, talking about Adrian Peterson.
Yes, sir. Yep.
We've had some injuries. We've had some big injuries this week. So we saw Derrick Henry go down, right, with a foot injury. He's going to be out to like 10 weeks. So basically the rest of the season. So
pretty much.
Yeah, unless they make the playoffs. So
right.
Which they're in position to do, but they got to sustain their success right now to be able to make it all the way there.
Right.
And if you got a fantasy team, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Ooh, man.
I got him on one of my.
I feel bad.
I got him.
Luckily, I don't have him on there. So I didn't suffer any that big loss, but I know some people that did, and I know it must really hurt. That's damn. Like It's crazy, man. That's as big of a blow as you could possibly, have. To not have him there. Like, honestly, I'll even say this: wouldn't surprise me if the Titans don't make the playoffs. I get that they're 6-2 and playing well and stuff, but I mean, to lose
their
a
whole
guy
team
like
is
that,
Derrick Henry, right? Their whole success is on his shoulder, man.
him. Right, the offense runs through Derrick Henry, exactly.
Yep. So we had some other injuries as well. Jameis Winston is out for the rest of the year with the ACL, and we saw them win against the Bucks with Trevor Siemian.
Yep,
Trevor Siemian. Yep.
Trevor Siemian. They beat Tom Brady and the Bucks, man. Tom Brady didn't have
crazy.
So Jameis is out, and I believe Taysom Hill was out with a concussion, so he wasn't even.
I didn't even know Taysom Hill was out too.
Yeah, he was out.
That's why he didn't play.
That's why they had Trevor in there.
Okay. I figured. I'm like, what happened to Taysom Hill? I'm like, he must have got injured or something, but that makes a lot of sense now. Damn, that's crazy. So he got a concussion that game?
No. He got one in the last game. So
the week before. Okay. So
he was
ruled out and stuff because he has to go through concussion protocol and get cleared and all that. So
that's it.
Damn, that's crazy. So their third string really ended up winning the game for them against the Bucks. That's wild. That's insane. Unbelievable.
Another rookie, beat the Bengals. Right,
Mike
White from the Jets.
Mike White, that backup quarterback for the
backup
Jets.
quarterback. He went in there and did. I'm like, he looks pretty good. Zach Wilson might be in trouble right there because Zach Wilson don't look like he knows what he's doing out there. And this kid,
they believe in Zach Wilson over there, so I don't think
they don't believe in him. He's just a number 1 draft pick.
I'm telling you, they believe.
But they got to stay with him now. They're stuck with him.
Exactly.
They got no choice.
They have no choice.
No, when you hear about it, like when I read the columns, like a lot of those writers say they really believe in him over there. So
right, because he's a rookie. You know what's funny?
Not just because he's a rookie, but because like they think he has the talent, the talent to be great. They compare him to Josh Allen.
I love these comparisons
already.
He's way smaller.
Well, they were saying when Josh Allen got in the league, he didn't look like he was doing. He knew what he was doing either.
Wait.
Those first couple years, he was kind of
eventually he became who he is.
First of all, Zach Wilson can throw way better than Josh Allen could when he first got in the league. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think the only way they're similar is they don't know the game fully. Well, he doesn't know the game fully yet. Maybe that's the way you compare them. But Zach Wilson, he can throw the ball, man. He can sling that thing.
Sling it.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
got an arm, man.
But
absolutely.
There's being able to throw it, and then there's being able to play. And that kid Mike White, he looked like he could handle the offense and move the ball, and beat the number 1 team in the AFC South in the Bengals.
AFC North, right.
AFC North. My bad. Good job there.
Impressive. No problem. That was crazy because they were able to move the ball and score 34 points against the freaking Cincinnati Bengals, who've been playing well this year. They just blew out the Ravens a couple weeks ago. They were 5-2 before that game against the Jets. Joe Burrow's been balling. Jamar Chase has been balling. Like, those boys, have been doing their thing and looking good. And that was just shocking. I was stunned when I heard about that. That they ended up pulling off the upset. Like, I definitely didn't see that coming. I'm sure no one did. But that was definitely by far the biggest and most impressive upset of the week, hands down. I didn't think the Jets had it in them to be able to, beat a team like the Bengals.
Dak Prescott was out, and the rookie backup went in and beat Minnesota. Cooper Rush. I don't know all the backups, but good job again, Barry.
No problem. Absolutely, I've been doing my homework.
But that's awesome. Adrian. Well, we already talked about Adrian Peterson being signed. Who else got some? Von Miller just got traded to the Rams.
What?
We see the Brady effect happening.
Wow.
You know, so they're going all out, trying to like beat the old man. You know what I mean?
That team is gonna suck for the next 20 years.
Look, they have no draft picks, man.
That team is gonna suck for I think
they won't suck.
They're good this year. They're gonna be good probably next year, and maybe the year after that. But after that, it's gonna be a steep decline.
Because you
think so?
They have to trade to get assets. They don't have any assets, man.
They don't, but look at all the talent they have, and these guys are still in their prime.
Yeah, no. Von Miller's not in their prime anymore.
With the exception of Von Miller, I'm saying with the exception of Von Miller, Von Miller's towards the latter end of his career and stuff. He's still got something left, but he's not in.
This is the NFL, right? So people get injured. You need to have depth, right? The reason why the Patriots have been able to go on to win so many championships is not because they've been able to keep their main talent. It's because, one, they had Tom Brady, obviously, but it's depth, right? So, you can have Von Miller, you can have Jalen Ramsey, you can have Aaron Donald, but if you don't have guys that are coming off the bench when those guys get injured and shit like that, it's hard to succeed in the NFL. I mean, it's a nice team, and I think they're going to be good this year, and they're probably going to be good next year, but I don't see any longevity for that team.
What would you say, Vlad? They better win this year, right? You guys better win.
Have to. Super Bowl or bust.
and also not even. I mean, we're talking about injury, but then there's the cap. The cap. So how are you gonna pay all of them?
Yep.
The Bucs found a way to do it. Tampa Bay, people were been saying that, but the Bucs were able to bring them back. All 22 agents.
Look what's happening with the Bucs. Injuries.
No, but think about it though. People saw what Tom Brady did, and people took pay cuts. Mike Evans took a pay cut. People took pay cuts because it's a Tom Brady effect. You know, I mean, Tom Brady came in, he was like, "Yo," but they don't have Tom Brady over there. They don't have anybody that won a championship over there.
Hey,
if they win this year, then that could possibly happen.
It's not. And they better win this year.
Matt Stafford's looking good. Cooper Kupp
balling.
He stayed injury free so far this year because that guy's always injured. You know, I hope he stays healthy. You know what I mean? Because we've seen what happens, but I think Matt Stafford is definitely an upgrade from Jared Goff because Jared Goff is still 0-8 in the Lions uniform.
Well, they're 0-8. They haven't won yet. I thought they won a game.
They haven't won a thing.
The Lions are winless? I didn't know. I thought there was no winless teams in the NFL. I thought there's at least, and every team has won once. But shoot, that's crazy. 0-8. Wow.
0.
Wow.
Yeah. But for sure, there's a lot going on around the NFL. But let's get into our favorite NFL pupils. Right, we're talking about the Patriots, who started out the season 2-4. And since then, we're back to a 500.
Yes, that's right. We're on a winning
percentage. We're 4-4. We just beat our first non-rookie quarterback this year. You know what I'm saying? And everybody likes to talk about how we're just a couple of plays of being like 5-1, 4-2, whatever. But now I feel like other teams are regressing while the Patriots are going up. Am I right? We see Derrick Henry's down, which means Titans are probably gonna, miss a couple. The Bengals, they're doing good, but they are the Bengals.
They're starting to slip slowly but surely.
They're starting to slip. They lost. The Chiefs, they had the same record as the Patriots.
That team's a hot mess.
And we'll see if they can win against the Giants tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. We'll see. Yep.
Isn't that crazy that we're saying we'll see if the Chiefs can win against the Giants?
Yeah. Right. Who are one of the worst teams in football.
I'm not saying that. I think they are going to win against the Giants. There's no way they're going to lose against the Giants. But I do agree with y'all. It's been looking real suspect over there.
Yo, I don't know, man. Yeah. They haven't looked the part at all.
And the worst part is I have Patrick Mahomes on my fantasy team.
I have him in one too. I benched him last week. I benched him last week.
And it's been ridiculous.
Yeah, I benched him. I had Matthew Stafford.
You benched Pat Mahomes?
Yes, I had Matthew Stafford on my bench, and Mahomes hasn't been performing at all. And I put Matthew Stafford, and he outperformed Mahomes for 2 weeks now, man.
What?
You know yes,
bruh. My goodness.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? I never
it's
thought
been that bad.
day.
It's been that bad.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I think.
I never thought I'd see it where we'd say you could bench Pat Mahomes for more than 1 week and still win in your league and still win your matchup. That boggles my mind. That's unbelievable.
What did Vlad just say? Guys are taking pay cuts for Tom Brady, right? And Tom Brady's been taking pay cuts forever to make sure guys could sign, right? What happened to Patrick Mahomes? He got like a $500 million contract.
500.
And now, you know, your defense sucks. Your O-line is pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't get the right parts. You can't really pay everybody because you got one guy that has a $500 million contract. It's kind of crazy to me, man. And
it is, but didn't he and Travis Kelce restructure their deals?
I mean, they still got a lot of talent on the team, though. You know, they still got Tyreek Hill.
Well, the truth of it is the team sucks. And what did they play last and they lost? What did they play a couple weeks ago?
I'm not sure because I'm not paying attention to the Chiefs. I just know.
But anyways, they played.
You know what I'm saying?
They lost and they're just not looking the same. But
they're not looking the same.
Get back to the Patriots, though.
Yep.
The Patriots.
Well, no, I'm just like explaining, you know, why the Patriots look like they might be in a good spot right now. Because we play Carolina next, who looks like they're not doing very well right now, and then we play Cleveland, that looks like Baker Mayfield got a shoulder issue. You know what I'm saying? And they haven't been doing much. I think we play the Raiders, who have an interim coach now, because John Gruden.
No, we don't play the Raiders.
We not play the Raiders, or maybe I'm thinking about the standings. I'm thinking about the standings.
No, right. You're talking about more about the standings.
I'm thinking about the standings in the picture to make the playoffs right now.
Right.
But it's kind of looking pretty good, for the Patriots right now. So we played the Chargers, obviously. We won 27-24. Mac Jones, continues to play, but he didn't play his best game on Sunday. But, when it counted, he came through for the team. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the drive there. I mean, how you guys feeling about the season now? With the turnaround. I know we were on the panic mode for a little while. To start the season. How y'all feeling now?
Well, I think the Patriots got the best win since the Tom Brady era. That's the best win they've had since Tom Brady left, in my opinion. But to put matters in perspective, that's really the first real team that they've beaten. They beat the Jets twice and they beat the Houston Texans once. That's the three other wins. So honestly, I'm still not believing in that team quite yet. I think I'm still waiting to see if they can build on that good win. It's their first good win. Can they build a second win on top of that, a third win on top of that? I think just like you were mentioning earlier, there are some things that are breaking our ways. People on other teams are getting injured. Other teams are not performing as well as they usually are. So all those things might go our way, and that might help us win some games. We'll see. We're not sure yet. But it was good to see. It was good to see the Patriots win a game that a game that not many people thought they could win. So it was good to see that the defense played well, even though Mac Jones didn't play well, but the defense played well. And it just, being a Patriots fan, and since somebody left, it's been not that many wins where you feel really good. You're like, yeah. So it was just good to feel like, wow, my team can actually go out and win a tough game.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I definitely, with that and, and agree with pretty much all those points. Just to, you know what I'm saying, add on to that, you know, it was just, you know, refreshing to see them, you know what I'm saying, play that, you know, that complimentary football and, you know, beat a legitimate opponent, you know what I'm saying, on the road and actually in a team that's, you know, they're actually pretty good and respectful, because, right, we hadn't really seen that in a couple of years, really, since, you know, 2019. So it was definitely, you know, good to see, like, not only, you know, the defense contributing, but also the special teams contributing and, you know, and making plays. You know, Gunner did, you know, a great job with those, you know, returns, had at least 3 returns of over 20 yards, gave us those good field position on, you know, on those drives that we're able to score and take advantage of the short field. You know, I was just going to say, and, you know, the offense just did enough. They weren't, you know, they weren't great, but when they needed to make the plays and they, had to step up and, you know, it was time to win the game, they, you know, did that, you know, in the fourth quarter. You know, and they had to grind that one out. That was a win that you had to legit play, you know, the full 60 minutes.
60 minutes.
Right. And execute and, you know, exactly. And play it all the way to the, you know, last minute, because legit, it just, as we saw, it came down to legit the last minute to that onside kick, you know, which we were able to recover, thankfully. So, yeah, and it was good to see, you know, it also, like, everybody contributed. It was a good team win. Like, you know, there's like guys that haven't been, you know, doing too much and haven't played that well, were, you know, we at least made some plays and helped out and made some contributions that, you know, definitely helped the team win and put them in a position, you know, to get the victory. So it's definitely good to see that and to see them win a game that Mac Jones didn't play well in, because there's been games that he's played well in, but they've lost. So it's like he probably must think like, you know, damn, it's like, you know, the pressure's on me now. Now I have to, like, really, you know, do a lot more than I have to win games. And it's good to see an example of that yesterday, that they didn't, you know, he doesn't have to be at his best for the Patriots to win. The team around him can pick him up and be able to, you know, help him out when he's not having, because it's going to happen. He's, you know, he's a rookie in his first year and he's not going to play well every game, but the guys around him have to do their jobs and step up, you know, when they get their opportunities. And it was certainly good to see that. And it makes me feel good about, you know, the team now and about the, you know, rest of the season moving forward. Like, we may actually have a chance to make the playoffs and, you know, and get a spot in the AFC. So, which would, you know, definitely be great. And, you know, we'd love to see that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a great win. I think, you know, the team feels and looks like it's trying to go in that direction the team usually goes into, right? In that, you know, late October, November run, right? Where we start getting everything how we're supposed to. You know, the team starts firing on all cylinders, right? We saw the defense actually step up this week and actually did some things to, you know, make Justin Herbert look pretty bad out there.
And uncomfortable, right? He didn't look comfortable and in rhythm at all. And the beginning was a little shaky. They let, you know, some big plays and let them move the ball quickly down the field. But other than those first 2 drives, you know, they
adjusted.
Well.
They adjusted. You know what I'm saying? I think they went to their regular base to start the game, and then, you know, they saw what was happening and they switched it up a little bit, and Justin Herbert started looking like he didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
Looking confused. Right.
He threw those 2 interceptions uncharacteristically, you know, and, you know, even the one against when he tried to get it to Cooks, and he looked like he wasn't on the same page, or, you know, he heard that pass where Cooks wasn't even aware it was coming yet, and Adrian Phillips took that thing and ran it home. You know,
yes, yes,
shout out to
absolutely.
Adrian Phillips because you know
Yes,
that's his
shout
former
out.
team. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes. 2 picks and a pick 6. That's what's
We
up.
saw
Man. He out.
in the first half, Mac Jones got hit after a whistle, right? And the offensive line came to his rescue and stuff like that. And you know, it looks like the team wants to play for each other, and they are playing for each other. And it looks like, you know, they have a sense of urgency now, right? It's like they know, you know, another loss, they probably can't reach the playoffs. So right now, next game we got, we'll be going against the Panthers, you know, which looks like it's a winnable game because Panthers haven't been doing well. It looks like, you know, after they started 3-0, everything went to shit. So they're not doing very well. And then after that, we see the Browns, who, like we said earlier, not doing good with Baker Mayfield injured and not 100%. The Falcons after that, which
that should be a win, right? Come on,
that should be a win.
Beat the Chargers in LA yesterday. Like, if you beat the Chargers in LA, you should definitely be able to beat the Falcons in Atlanta without question. That you've got to win that game.
And then we got the Tennessee Titans, you know, who just
should
lost.
Be a game that win now without Derrick Henry. Yeah.
King Henry, they just lost King Henry. And then, you know, we go into the Bills, who were tied with Miami for like 3 quarters yesterday, right? And, you know, we know that division games are usually hard for any team. It doesn't even matter how good you are for the year. It's usually like a really closely contested game, right?
No, that's true.
Unless you're the Jets.
It's going to be tough, though, particularly at Buffalo.
Yeah.
You know, how that, you know, crowd can get over there and stuff, and how tough that team is. So that first Buffalo one is going to be really tough. You know, I mean, you know what I'm saying? We can compete and keep it, you know, close and stuff, but I'm still on the fence as far as whether we can win that. But at least I feel a little bit better about that.
I mean,
now as opposed to I did a couple weeks ago. So, I mean, it's definitely it's probably the toughest game we have on the schedule remaining, I would say. But we
I feel like the Bills don't look as unbeatable as they did last year. You know what I'm saying? And I think we definitely have a chance with how we're playing right now. You know, with the running backs, it looks like, you know, the offensive line is rounding into form. You know, Mac Jones is not getting killed out there every other play. You know, the running backs are doing their job. You know, we saw Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson doing their thing yesterday. I think they ran for like 150 yards. You know, for the game. So,
and Brandon Bolden did well too. He contributed, right? And they're run blocking better. They're pass protecting, you know what I'm saying, better. Mac Jones only got sacked once yesterday. Thank God he's finally not getting hit a lot like he has been this year. So they're starting to get, you know what I'm saying, into midseason form and starting to figure some things out on that O-line, and they're starting to get healthier as well. You know, they got most of their guys back. The starters back with the exception of Trent Brown, but I heard he should be coming back, you know, pretty soon. He's been practicing with the team, so he's not too far from coming back. You know, on the roster. So yeah,
that's what Bill was planning all along. Let's keep Trent Brown out, you know, as long as we can, and then when we start rolling, we put him right back in there. And, you know, we even stronger then. I don't know.
You think you had that plan all along?
Go ahead, Vlad.
I mean, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I think those Bills games are going to be really tough. I think the Bills can smack us around.
Of course. Yes. I'm saying they can. But
absolutely.
I mean,
I can say
the defense of the defense of the Chargers sucks. I mean, when we talked last week, I did say the Chargers doesn't have a good defense, so I didn't expect them to challenge us much. I just expecting the offense to do more. So to me, I mean, this team has a lot more to prove. I think that it was a good game against a not so good defense, but Carolina has a better defense. They have what do you call that? They have Gilmore, who intercepted the ball to win their game.
The game-winning interception.
The game.
Who they play? The Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons.
It's still a win, you know. I mean, he still got the win for them. So. And that defense is not bad. I mean, I don't know if you guys watch a couple of the the Carolina games. That defense is not bad. So I think that's going to be a tough.
No, they're not.
They're not bad.
I think that's going to be a tougher defense for our offensive line and for Mike Jones to face. So I'm not letting the team off the hook yet. I think it was an okay game against the Chargers. It was a good win, but I think there's a lot more that this team has to prove. But
I mean, I think we felt better about them, though, right? Because they just beat two teams coming off buys.
Before we go on, we have 8 minutes, so I don't know if you guys want to start talking about the Celtics at some point.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get into that in a second, but I mean, I agree with you. Like, the Bills can smack us around. But I don't think they're as good as they were last year. And even last year, we played.
I think they're better than last year.
I don't think
I'm not so sure about
I think they're better than last year.
Nah.
I think you know, they've been figured out a little bit, and guys know how to, like yesterday's game. They were tied.
Yeah, like you said, that's like that's a division game. The division games are always tough,
and that's what I'm saying.
Miami beat us.
That's what they beat us.
The Dolphins, though, they're trash.
And they beat us.
Dolphins.
And that was my point. Division games are usually contested games. So I think we do have a chance to actually do something. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully that's what happens. Because I mean, last year, even when they were killing everything, if not for a Cam Newton fumble at the goal line, we beat them. You know, so I think we definitely have a chance right now. But you know, like we're saying,
definitely. But we need to do better, though. I'm sure, obviously, you know, there's a lot of room for improvement, but at least we're heading in the right direction. But
what I do know is,
things like the Bills, they need to play a lot better than what they did yesterday.
What I do know is when we played a really good team this year, we've been able to keep up with them and make it a game. You know,
absolutely, facts.
i.e. the Dallas Cowboys. So I don't think, you know, we're just going to like melt when the Bills come to town or we go over there. I think we'll still be able to, you know, have a competitive game because that's what this team has shown. They haven't shown that we can close it out, but I think they can be in a game and possibly win it.
We got to move on, though. It's 7.
Facts. Now, you know, for the Celtics, I mean, we're moving on to the Celtics, so I don't know how much we need to talk about. Cause
right. That's why we're only going to talk about them for like 5 minutes. Right.
They're like 12th in the standings right now. Jeez. Right?
12th. What's wrong with the team? What's wrong with the team? Is it Ime Udoka? Is it the players? Is it Brad Stevens? What's wrong with the team?
I couldn't start telling you what it is. It looks like there's a lot of inconsistencies, man. You know, there's a lot of inconsistencies, and we're always trying to like come back into the game, right? When we get a lead, when we can't keep leads, we're always coming from behind. You know, same thing as last year, but we were able to win at least some of those things. You know,
last year we couldn't hold on a lead. Whenever we had the lead, we let it go. In the fourth quarter, we'll try to scramble and get back into the game. I'm watching the same team.
Yep.
Absolutely.
The same bad habits.
We've won 4 games. Well, no, that was including the preseason. You know, but since we've won 2 games to start the season?
Yep.
2 games.
Yep. Horrible, awful.
That's crazy to me. We lost to the Knicks. We lost to the Raptors. We won against the Rockets. The only good team we've won against so far is the Hornets, you know, and that took overtime for us to win it. And then, you know, we lost to the Wizards twice. You know what I'm saying? So,
2 games in a row. Unbelievable.
I know that the coach is new, you know, so they're adjusting to his system, I guess. But the players are not new. A lot of our players are not new. You know, Marcus Smart.
Mostly the same roster.
Jaylen Brown. You know, Al Horford is back. He's played with us before. You know, Robert Williams, he was here. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's not like we have a totally brand new team. Like, our starting 5 is pretty much the same, you know, as it was last year, other than Al coming in. So I'm not really sure what the deal is with that. What do you guys think?
I mean,
I think.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, it's crazy because I think what a problem is really is the players and specifically their energy and effort. It's just it's not consistent. You know what I'm saying? They're not able to maintain and keep that same energy, that same intensity and effort on both ends of the floor like they should for a full 48 minutes. Like you said, they're doing it in stretches. They do it, you know, here and there in certain, you know, parts of the game, but it's not, you know what I'm saying, the full game. It's not the, you know what I'm saying, from the first quarter till the, you know, to the fourth quarter. I think that's, you know, the biggest thing that what I'm seeing and what you know, from what I've observed from these games is, you know, what's wrong with this team. And it's crazy because you sign guys like, you have guys like Marcus Smart, you sign guys like Dennis Schroeder and Josh Richardson that was supposed to help with that, right? These guys are supposed to, you know what I'm saying, play hard, you know what I'm saying, bring toughness, bring, you know what I'm saying, bring this an edge, like, you know, play, you know what I'm saying, with that, you know, that intensity and kind of like make other guys around them play harder, and it's just not happening. Like it's just not contagious and rubbing off on everyone, and you know, guys are, you know, still taking, you know, plays off and still, you know what I'm saying, not having that, you know, attention to detail that they should be having, particularly on the defensive end. You know, they're just. It's like like you said, like it's deja vu. It's like, you know what I'm saying. Here we go again. You know, with the same thing from last year, and that was the biggest thing last year. And it's like, you know, Udoka was a guy that was supposed to get them to play hard and to play with more energy and effort. And you know, that was why they brought him in, and he was supposed to, you know what I'm saying, bring out, you know, the best of them and help with that problem. And it's like it still hasn't changed. The damn thing. It's still, you know what I'm saying, they're still doing the same shit they did with Brad Stevens, you know,
they're
last
doing
year.
Worse, man. They're doing worse. And
wow, you've been thinking it's worse, John?
Have we ever been 12th last year? Have we ever been 12th in the standings to start the season with Brad Stevens?
As far as I know, no. And what's crazy is that
other than like, you know, maybe his first season.
Well. Last year was pretty bad though.
Yeah, but it wasn't this bad to start the season.
And we actually started well. We actually did well in the start. And then after, you know, the start of the season, that's when it started to go downhill and, you know, and they started to not play well and decline. But at least, you know, for like the beginning, maybe like the first month or so of the season was actually pretty good. They looked good and played well and beat the teams that they were supposed to beat and were competitive in pretty much all the games. And it's just
that's not
this
true.
Year.
Because I remember,
well, for most of the games they were competitive. Like, yeah, obviously they lost some.
Because I remember last year I was like, that's when I was like, yo, the Celtics are about to get smacked, man. Like they didn't play well in the preseason, and then that bled into the beginning of the season. But anyways, nevertheless, the team is not looking great. They lack focus. The players are not, when they come out and they're playing to the level of the team that they're playing against, they're not bringing that level of effort every night. And, you know, what's troublesome is that's what Ime Udoka was brought in for. He was brought in to bring the level of play of those guys up. You know what I mean? So, and I saw somebody the other day that said they miss Brad Stevens' late game tactics. The late game, the out of timeout plays.
Oh, those play calls, right? Those out of bounds play calls.
Yeah. So, I think we have a lot to work on. I mean, it's early in the season, so I'm not gonna freak out yet, but it's not looking good, man.
Listen, I'm looking at the regular season schedule last year, right? We had our first loss was the first game, October 23rd. We played Philly. We lost. And then we ripped off.
Sure? I thought we played the Bucks the first game, and we beat the Bucks.
What is this, the regular season? 2019-2020 season.
December.
So right now we're on what?
Remember, it started in December last year. Last year started December.
Starting December.
Last year we played the Bucks, the first game at the Garden, and we beat the Bucks on that Jason Tatum game winner over Giannis when he banked it in and hit the backboard.
That's right. I'm looking at the 2019.
So that's the season before that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we did not start this bad. We did not start this bad.
No, it definitely wasn't this bad last year. No, it wasn't. The start, at least.
I'm looking at it.
We've had terrible, as horrific.
Yeah. Regardless, man, we have not started off well at all. With 12, and I mean, the way the other teams are playing, it's like we can't not be concerned. You know what I'm saying? We see the Bulls are playing really well. The Knicks
who are playing tonight, right?
The Knicks are playing really well. Washington just beat our ass twice. You know what I'm saying? Like Washington.
Right, and the Hawks too. They beat the Atlanta Hawks, who's a pretty good team.
You know, so these teams are looking stronger around us, and I mean, it's kind of crazy. You know, the Nets are struggling too, but
it's not as bad though.
It's not as bad.
We ain't worried about the Nets. There's no reason to worry about. They'll be fine. They'll figure it out, right? But there's definitely more reason to be worried about the Celtics, but. I'm not pushing the panic button just yet. It's a little bit too early to panic. And I'm hoping that, they'll be okay and they'll figure things out and start playing better and start playing harder.
Okay.
And stuff.
I think the question is, I think my last question is, where do you guys think we're going to end up in the standings, by the time playoffs come around with this team?
I mean, that's a long way away,
right?
Like April, so I'm not even thinking about that right now. I just want to see the effort. I just want to see the effort from beginning of the game to end of the game. I hate those middle of the game where we're not playing as well, and then we're trying to scramble at the end. I mean, I just want to see, like, as the game starts, we put in the effort, we're pressing the issue. Even though
shooting a lot of threes,
the game might be close, but we are into the game. You just see the guys actually trying, and I just want to see. I don't want to see that individual offense, like that one man.
ISO.
I want that. Yeah, I want
that. Ime said he didn't want to see.
Exactly. I want to see the ball. What's his name? The shooter. I think he's been pretty good at moving the ball, better than Marcus Smart. Maybe get him more into the game, moving the ball.
Maybe start him.
Exactly. Put him in the starting lineup. Right.
And who cares about Marcus Smart's feelings? Like, buddy.
Exactly. Bro, you got paid. You got your money. Like, you shouldn't be complaining about anything. And plus, you're a better six man and a better when you're coming off the bench and actually starting. Like, it fits better on the rotation. Right.
It fits better for him because, now you have more leeway to do what you want to do, as opposed to being on the court with Jason and Jalen, and you're taking more shots than them. That's just not going to work.
Right. Exactly. It's not, because then you're playing against, the other team's bench, the other team's second unit. So it's like you have, more better and favorable, matchups, and stuff, then it's easier for you to be able to, be more aggressive offensively and look for your shot, like you said, John. Like you be able to actually look to score as opposed to try to do that when you're playing in the starting lineup with the starters. And he's just been awful like that. Yeah. He's one of the big problems with the team. It's like, damn, like that. Once he hit that shot to tie the game in the Knicks, like it's just gone drastically and significantly downhill for him. Like, I think that really was actually a bad thing because that got like his confidence and got into his head too much that he thinks he can hit any shot and he thinks he's a knockdown, 3-point shooter.
That's every year.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? And it just like it's gone the complete opposite way for him. Like he hasn't been knocking down. I heard that he's been shooting 25% from the field, 23% from three. Like, damn, bro. Like, shoot, like you need to chill with that and stop letting it fly, and and look to distribute and and facilitate more, like what you do. That's more of his game and what he's good at doing. So it's like, yeah, man, that they definitely need to figure out Ime. And that was the thing. Ime was supposed to be able to get to guys like Marcus Smart and be able to, like, you won't know to say control, but at least get him to play better. Get him to play smarter and and wiser. And he's not doing that. To this point, we're not seeing that.
Listen, this Ime thing better work, man.
I hope it does.
We need a black coach. We need a black coach. Now you got him. Now
we got an opportunity to
play. All right, like
right.
Either way, man. We're gonna keep you guys updated. More so on our social media, because every week we're having guests. So we'll keep you guys updated on who we have coming up soon. On the podcast. But until then, keep supporting, keep following, keep subscribing to the channel. Once again, comment, like, hate, whatever. It all helps the channel, Even if you dislike the video, it helps the channel. So whatever you're feeling, just do that, and we'd appreciate it, man. So until the next episode, man. It's been episode 84?
On episode 85.
Hey, actually, one last thing. Shout out to DJ B Dog on having that Halloween bash, man. That thing was lit. We had a good time. I think he might be having another one coming soon, so be on the lookout for that.
Stay tuned for that. We'll let y'all know. There might be another one.
All three of us was there, so y'all better pull up next time. You know what I mean?
Better. Facts.
Yeah, man.
And can't wait for that video to come out. Like, people gonna be in their feelings and feel some type of way when they see how lit, the videos and how lit that party was, and that they didn't show up to that. So y'all better not miss out on the Riggin Next event that we had, because that was epic. That night in that party, that was a so much fun and an absolute great time, man. Like that was dope. So yeah, big shout out to my guy DJ B Dog for having that party and having us there. It was definitely a hell of a night and hell of a time. So we appreciate you, B Dog.
Until next time, man. Peace out.
Peace out, everyone. See y'all next week. Have a good week.